Things are heating up in the octagon, and we are diving headfirst into the biggest stories hitting the cage today. First up, the legendary Ronda Rousey is firing back at the UFC over fighter pay ahead of her massive return to the sport. Khamzat Chimaev is not staying quiet, coming out swinging and calling her ungrateful for her comments against the organization. You do not want to miss the fallout from this heated war of words between two of the biggest names in MMA history.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we head to UFC Vegas 116, where the action is set to explode in the bantamweight division. Montel Jackson is looking to defend his top 15 ranking as he prepares to face off against the surging Raoni Barcelos. The betting lines are tight, and the stakes are even higher as these two warriors look to prove who truly belongs at the top of the ladder this weekend in Las Vegas. Also on the card at UFC Vegas 116, veteran powerhouse Davey is ready to welcome the newcomer Adrian Luna Martinetti to the bright lights of the meta apex. Grant brings a massive wealth of experience to the cage, but Martinetti is hungry and eager to make his mark in his debut. We are breaking down why this clash of styles might just be the most tactical and gritty fight of the entire evening. Finally, we are wrapping things up with the latest episode of MMA Junkie Radio, featuring none other than the voice of the UFC John Anik and lightweight standout Grant Dawson. They are diving deep into the massive beef between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria while previewing everything else you need to know for the upcoming fights. If you love staying ahead of the headlines, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for all our latest updates. Ever wonder what happens when a legendary trailblazer crosses paths with an unstoppable modern force? Well, the MMA world just got its answer, and it's getting pretty heated. Ronda Rousey is stepping back into the spotlight for a massive showdown against Gina Carano this May, but the real fireworks aren't just happening in the cage, they're happening in the press. Ronda has been making headlines, and not just for her return. She's been firing direct shots at the UFC over fighter pay, arguing that shareholder interests are choking out the sport's potential. But not everyone is here for the criticism. Enter Khamzat Chimaev. During a recent YouTube appearance, the middleweight champion didn't mince words, calling Rousey ungrateful for biting the hand that fed her. Chimaev's stance is blunt. Without the UFC, there is no Ronda Rousey. He's essentially telling her that before the massive paydays, she was just an Olympic athlete, and the promotion was the engine that turned her into a global icon. Of course, the internet wasted no time clapping back, reminding everyone of the irony, especially considering Chimaev's own complicated financial history. It's a classic case of the old guard versus the new era, and it brings up that uncomfortable, recurring question: how much do fighters really owe the promotion that built them? As Chimaev gears up for his high-stakes title defense against Sean Strickland at UFC 328 in just 2 weeks, the tension is palpable. Do you think Ronda has a point about sustainable pay, or is Chimaev right to defend the platform that made them stars? Drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button for more daily MMA updates, and remember, in this sport, your biggest fight might just be the one happening in front of a microphone. Thanks for watching. Ever wondered why the betting odds sometimes feel like they are upside down? This Saturday at UFC Vegas 116, we have a fascinating clash in the bantamweight division that proves exactly that point. Montel Jackson is stepping into the octagon at the apex to defend his top 15 ranking against the surging veteran Raoni Barcelos. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Despite coming off a loss, Jackson is sitting as the -190 favorite, while Barcelos, despite currently riding a 4-fight win streak, enters as the +155 underdog. It is a classic narrative of potential versus proven momentum. In my view, the odds makers might be overlooking the technical depth that Barcelos brings to the table. I am actually leaning toward a unanimous decision for Barcelos here. Why? It comes down to his grappling pedigree. Barcelos has the tools to nullify Jackson's explosive power by dragging this fight into the trenches. While Jackson is undeniably gifted, he has a tendency to negate his own reach advantage by stepping into the pocket, and his kicking game, while tactical, often lacks that fight-ending stopping power. When you look at their paths, both men arrived via impressive routes, with Jackson climbing through the Contender Series and Barcelos arriving as a battle-tested former RFA champion. Barcelos has been dismantling names like Cody Garbrandt and Ricky Simon recently, which makes his underdog status even more jarring. Is the market undervaluing his experience, or is Jackson simply too fast for him to handle? We are about to find out. If you are planning to get in on the action, remember that MMA betting is all about finding where the value meets the reality of the cage. Check out the links in our description for the latest welcome offers if you are looking to place a bet, but please, keep it fun and gamble responsibly. Who do you have winning this one? Drop your pick in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdown content. After all, in a sport where one punch changes everything, staying informed is your best bet. Ever wondered if raw, youthful ambition can actually overcome the seasoned grit of a UFC veteran? This Saturday at the UFC Vegas 116, we are about to find out as Davey welcomes the newcomer Adrian Luna Martinetti to the bright lights of the meta apex. Looking at the odds, the bookies are siding with experience. Despite a tough loss in his last outing, Grant walks in as a -135 favorite, while Martinetti sits at +110. Now, why the lean toward the veteran? It really comes down to the engine. Grant is a battle-tested striker with a gas tank built for the full 15 minutes, whereas Martinetti, who earned his contract through a gritty win on Dana White's Contender Series, has shown some red flags when it comes to late-round stamina. My take: I expect this to go the distance, with Grant securing a unanimous decision. Grant's takedown defense is his secret weapon here. If he can stuff Martinetti's attempts early, he's going to force the youngster to burn through that cardio reserve, which only makes the striking exchanges easier for the vet. Martinetti has the heart of a champion, and we know he's coming in hungry, but heart doesn't always account for the tactical chess match that a cage veteran like Grant plays. Grant has been grinding in the UFC since 2016, racking up wins against tough names like Rafael Asunko and Damon Blackshear. He knows how to navigate the trenches. For Martinetti, this is the biggest stage of his life. Can he bridge that gap in experience, or will the veteran outsmart him at every turn? If you're looking to turn up the heat on fight night, check out the live betting options to stay right in the middle of the action. Just remember to keep it fun and gamble responsibly. Who do you think takes it? The wily vet or the hungry newcomer? Drop your predictions in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for more fight analysis, and let's see if experience truly remains the ultimate teacher in the octagon. Ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of the most intense fights in the world? Today, we're diving into episode 3662 of MMA Junkie Radio, where the legendary Gorgeous George and Goes pull back the curtain on the fight game. First up, the man whose voice has narrated some of the biggest moments in UFC history, Jon Anik, swings by to share his unique perspective on the sport. It's rare to get a glimpse into the mindset of the commentary booth, but Anik always brings that analytical gold we crave. Joining him is lightweight standout Grant Dawson, giving us a front-row seat to the life of a fighter currently grinding his way up the ranks. But that's not all. The guys are also breaking down the brewing drama between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria, a beef that is heating up fast, and frankly, we are here for it. If you've been looking for a deep dive into the upcoming UFC Fight Night 277 at the Apex, consider this your ultimate pre-game prep. Make sure to head over and catch the full episode for the complete breakdown. It's an essential listen for any fight fan who wants to stay ahead of the curve. After all, in the world of MMA, the action inside the cage is only half the story. It's the voices outside of it that tell us why it really matters. So, what's your take on the Tsarukyan-Topuria rivalry? Let us know in the comments below.